So I have started the recording now. Good afternoon again, everyone. I hope you are in a good spot right now to listen to our discussion. Pabayila ako niyo as I will start. Leases. We had, I think I have shown you this one in a video. Hindi ko na-deliver sa inyo in our class because of, I think may dato naging event nga waray ako makagklase ay iyo. Kaya yun, dineliver ko na lang siya via recorded video. Actually, I also have a recorded video of this one pero di ko naman siya gusto ibigay sa inyo kagad nang hindi ko na-present kasi baka sabihin nyo nag-iinubya na liwati sir. Hindi sa sinasabi ko na may mga times na hinuhubya ako iyo ha. Hindi ako tinatamad sa inyo kailanman because yun na dedicated ako sa balit. Baka tayo magmaalaala mo kaya no. Ini, tatlong parts po ang lease accounting discussion ko. And we have already finished the general concept and the lessee accounting. I hope you have your notes to study and get back to kung may nakakalimutan ka. Magpa-proceed tayo sa lessor accounting. Just to remind everyone, a lease will always have two parties, lessor and lessee. Now let's go to the part of the lessor. Ito siya yung may-ari ng property. Lessor accounting, you can guess kung ano ang approach ni lessor in accounting for a lease. I-relate natin ha, si lessee pag nag-enter into a lease, finance lease or operating lease. Lessor as well will have operating as one way of accounting for a lease. Sir, is this the same accounting as operating lessee? Operating lessor is rent income. Operating lessee is rent expense. They are the same but directly opposite. All items that you can observe sa operating lease nung na-discuss natin sa lessee, they have the same treatment, albeit right now you are on the other side of the fence because you are now the lessor. Okay? Pero take note lang that for executory costs, this is still subject to agreement. Maaaring ang obligation for executory cost mapasa kay lessee or mapasa kay lessor. But whoever is responsible for that will treat it as expense when incurred. Derecho. Okay? So lessor, operating lease, pareho pa rin ang effect ng lease bonus, ng lease incentives. Pero take note lang ha, kung sino ang nagbayad, kung sino ang nag-shoulder, siya yung may karapatan mag-amortize ng expense. Padayon, lessor, operating. Yes, you can guess na meron ding finance lease sa lessor. Kasi kung walang finance lease sa lessor, wala na sana tayong discussion neto. Finance lease lessee, finance lease lessor. Pero this is where the crossroads will lead us to different paths. Because si lessee, isa lang ang accounting niya under finance lease. Si lessor po, meron siyang dalawa. Wanay, hindi pa pala ako nandun. Okay, finance lease. Operating and finance pa lang ang dapat ko sabihin sa inyo. Operating and finance, sorry. Nagmamadali si sir. Balik tanaw. Si lessee, how does the lessee choose between operating and finance? Rule. Lahat ng leases ni lessee ay finance lease. Except if the lease is low value or short term. Kasi kung mag-low value and short term tayo, pwede gamitin ni lessee yung operating lease na model. Pwede ha, it's an option. Punta tayo sa other side of the fence. Again, lessor accounting. A lessor will account for a lease as operating or finance lease. Pero this time around, hindi po immediate presumption ang finance lease. In fact, a lessor will only classify a lease as finance lease if one of the following is present. Meron siyang requirement. Bago mag-finance lease si lessor, meron siyang requirement. Pero, isa lang sa mga ito. One, a lease is a finance lease under the lessor's point of view if there is transfer of ownership. Second, a lease is a finance lease if it offers a purchase option. Sir, ano yung finance lease? Bakit parang yung mga requisites sa finance lease parang yung matatransfer talaga yung asset? Kasi if I learned anything from the previous discussion, yung option to purchase, that is also in effect going to be transferred to the lessee yung asset, di ba? Is it, sir, nagiging finance lease kung ang asset matatransfer? That is one thing to remember, finance lease lessor with. Pero hindi lang po ito yung mga hallmarks of finance lease lessor. Because a lease can still be finance lease even if the asset will be retained by the lessor. Here are some examples. Even if there is no transfer of ownership, but if the lease term approximates a major part of the asset's life, to be exact, 75% of the asset's life, major part 75%, 75% rule to. If the lease term, let's say lease term is 7.5 years, tapos yung life of the asset is 10 years. Kahit na hindi matransfer ang title, finance lease yon. Because in effect, the lessee will enjoy a majority of the useful life of the asset. Pagka sa uli kay lessor ng asset, medyo dilapidated na siya. Or if there is still a functionality, it is greatly reduced. Kasi halos ubos na yung useful life. Next, a lease may be classified as finance lease if the PV of lease payments amounts to substantially all the lease assets fair value. I will fact check this one, pero if I remember it correctly, this is the 90% rule. If the present value of lease payments is equal to or greater than 90% of the fair value of the leased asset. Guys, remember that any one of the four is enough for a lease to be classified as finance lease. And do take note, guys, that IFRS 16 requires the lessor to account for a lease as finance lease kung merong isa dito na present. This is not an option. It is a requirement by the standard. Okay? I hope that's clear. Magkakaiba po ang treatment ni lessee kay lessor in terms of how to account for a lease. Padayon, nakakagutom daw yung background, sabi ni Via. How I wish I had that right here on my arm's length reach para I don't normally eat in class pero well, alam nyo na. Next. Okay, depending on the nature of the business, ito na yung sinasabi ko. Finance lease tayo finance lease. Depending on the nature of the business of the lessor, a finance lease may be accounted for as. Sa lessor accounting, meron po tayong different ways of finance lease. Sir, di ko pa na-digest yung lessee accounting, tapos andito na tayo. Don't worry. Let's take it slow. Lessor, operating lease, finance lease. Tapos sa finance lease, may dalawang branch pa. Ito yung dalawang branch. Depending on the nature of the business of the lessor. Take note, that is the deciding factor. Whether the lessor will account for a lease as direct financing or sales type, it depends on the nature of the business of the lessor. Basahin natin. Sa direct financing, the property is being leased for rental payments with the intent of generating interest income. Sir, di ba sir dapat rental payments? Yes, rental payments is part of that, pero rental payment is in exchange for the life or for the use of the asset. On top of the use of the asset, nagcha-charge ka po ng interest income for that use of the asset. Yun ang income under direct financing. Usually carried out by non-dealers. Ano yung dealers? Dealers are businesses who engage on transfer and sale of such assets na nililease natin. And we specifically exclude non-dealers kasi po pag naging dealer si lessor, he will account for the lease as sales type lease. Ang business mo magbenta ng motor. Pero eto, nagpapalease ka ng motor. Finance lease pa. That will be accounted for as a sales type lease. Ang business mo, nagbebenta ka ng real property. Pero meron kang ibang real property na pinarentahan mo lang, pinalease mo under a finance lease scheme. You have to account for that as sales type lease. But if you are a bank, ang bangko hindi naman normally nagbebenta ng building, di ba? Yung bank nag-acquire ng building. Pero ang ginawa niya, pinarentahan niya lang yung building, and then he does not intend to sell it because in the very first place, he's not a seller. But hindi ko na po pahahabain yung explanation dito. The keyword here is dealer. Sales type is for dealers, while direct financing is for non-dealers. Sa direct financing, si lessor nag-e-earn ng interest income. Sa sales type lease naman, the lessor will recognize gross profit. Apart from the interest na na-earn ni lessor, meron ding nire-recognize na gross profit sa sales type lease. I know this one is right now filling up the questions in your head. Marami ka ng tanong na gusto sabihin, pero wait for later pag mag-solve na tayo ng problems. Well, anyway, guys, our focus for today is one of them lang naman. We will take direct financing muna para hindi kayo malito masyado. Let's take things organized, in an organized manner. Direct financing muna tayo. Padayon anay kadali, sir. Ay, ala, sorry. Okay, tinanggal ko na. Yon. Direct financing. How do you account for a lease, finance lease, direct financing? Hindi ko na uulitin ha yung operating lease. Basta yung concept map nyo ganito. Lessor, operating, finance lease. Finance lease, direct financing, sales type. Nandito tayo ngayon sa direct financing. I hope we are on the same page. Direct financing. When a lessor enters into direct financing lease, he will typically record it in similar fashion as the following journal entry. Remember in the lessee side, nung nag-discuss ako sa inyo, inuna ko kagad ipakita sa inyo yung journal entry. Transaction, lessor entered into a finance lease, direct financing. Journal entry will look like this. Si lessor po, upon entering into a lease agreement, will debit lease receivables. It represents the amount in sum, gross amount ng lahat ng matatanggap niya from the lease. And he will credit the asset leased. If it's a building, credit building. If it's machinery, credit machinery. So it's like it is like a derecognition entry kasi you are crediting the asset itself. Okay, remember that. Debit lease receivable, ano ang kapalit? Binigay mo yung asset mo, and then their difference is the unearned interest income. By way of common sense, you would conclude that the lease receivable is an amount that is greater than your leased asset. Diba? Because look at the body of that journal entry. Don't worry, I will explain everything. And I will explain kung paano na-arrive ang lease receivable debit, paano na-arrive ang asset leased, and then unearned interest income. Relax, relax, relax. Well, sir, I think I can already ascertain. Yung asset list, sir, is it the carrying amount of the asset? Maybe. Pero padayon anay kita. Direct financing lessee. I mean lessor. Direct financing lease. Slipping up a bit ano. Lease. Lessor. Pag magbasa ka ng mga references on lessor accounting, there are a few terms that you will encounter many times. These terms are gross investment, net investment, and unearned interest income. Ito silang tatlo, palagi mo tong ma-encounter when you study your lease accounting. Bakit? Kamo? Gross investment, if you remember the entry earlier, it is actually representative of the debit to lease receivables. Sir, ba't hindi mo na lang tinitulan ng lease receivables? It's not my fault. It is because what are in the books indicate gross investment. And it is also stated in the standard. So I need to relate it to you. Pero take note ha, ang gross investment, that is the debit to lease receivable nung entry natin kanina. It represents gross rentals. Take note ha, gross rentals. Hindi po present value. Kung 100,000 per year for 5 years, the gross rental is 100,000 times 5. And apart from the gross rentals, you will also add residual value. Take note, we are on direct financing. Direct financing. Ano ka? You are not the seller of the asset, and the asset is most probably going to remain with you. So pag maisauli yung asset sa'yo, you will receive an amount equal to the residual value of the asset. Not in money, but the physical asset itself has a value equal to the residual value. Kumbaga. Pero tandaan mo na lang, kung hindi mo masyadong naiintindihan ngayon kung anong pinagsasabi ni Sir, lease receivable debit, that is gross investment, which represents all of the rentals and the residual value of the asset upon its eventual return to the lessor. Gross investment represents all that we are expecting to receive. We receive the money and we receive the money, the rentals, and we receive the asset when it will be returned. I hope that's clear. Gross investment, check. Debit lease receivable, gross investment yan. The next term is net investment. And the net investment, it represents the credit to leased asset. Debit receivable, credit leased asset. Okay, sir, it makes sense. The leased asset, of course, with its cost or carrying amount, whichever is more prevalent. Kung kabibili mo lang ng asset, of course, you use the cost. If the asset has a carrying amount medyo partially used, use the carrying amount. Cost of the leased asset plus initial direct cost. This is something that does not need definition already because I believe you know what are initial direct costs from our previous discussions. Ito yung mga unavoidable expenses to originate the lease contract. Without these expenses, the lease contract could not have been made or perfected. Okay? Net investments, it has dual personality. Dalawa po ang maaaring personality ni net investment. Pero, here is how you decide. Take note, may or dyan ha, or. Dalawa ang maaaring way to arrive at net investment. First, priority number 1, kung given ang cost of the leased asset, use this one. Net investment will be equal to the cost of the asset because really, you credit the leased asset itself. So, edi yun na, kung binigay ang cost. But if the problem is, if the leased asset's cost is not given. This is rare, pero if it happens, na yung problem maker, bigyan kayo ng sakit ng ulo, you can actually approximate the cost of the leased asset by using this formula. Present value of rental payments plus present value of residual value. Sabihin natin ha, yung situation na binigay ko kanina, mangyari. Let's say, hindi binigay ang cost of the asset. Kapag ganon ang situation, you are left with this formula. And when that happens, observe this. Sir, if I use that formula, is it not familiar and directly equal to the present value of our gross investment? Observe. The components of the net investment will be equal to whatever are inside the gross investment. Tama ba yun, sir? Tama ba ang thinking ko? Well, you are right, actually. Because if I may share with you, frankly, the cost of the leased asset plus initial direct cost should always be equal to the present value of the gross rental plus residual value. It should. Kung hindi yan mag-equal, you have a problem that is defective. Maybe the problem maker has a lapse somewhere. Pero kailangan mag-equal yan sila. Kung i-present value mo ang gross rental and residual value, dapat equal siya sa cost of the leased asset plus initial direct cost. Okay? Kasi po ang ginagawa ni lessor, ganito ang thinking ni lessor. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of the lessor. You have an asset. Lessor, you have an asset. Tapos, sa asset na yan, ito ang total na nagasto mo. Ito ang nagasto mo in total. You would want to lease that one out, di ba? Si lessor po, pag nagli-lease out siya, he will think of a desired rate of return. I believe you are familiar with rate of return. Return on investment, ROI. Sabihin niya, hindi naman ako papayag na kung i-lease ko ang asset na to, finance lease, equal lang ang matatanggap ko. Kailangan magkaroon ako ng konting ganansya. Sabihin natin 10% ng asset. Gusto ko maging income ko after the lease. Ang gagawin po is the cost of the leased asset will become the present value. Cost of the leased asset will become the present value at 10% for however many years the lease term is. Kung 5 years, 10%, 5 years, 10%. I mean, 10% 5 years. Ito yung present value. And ang gagawin po ni lessor, mag-aano siya, reverse present value. Ito yung present value, kukunin niya magkano ang future value. And he will approximate it to an amount equal to the gross investment. Ngayon, iisipin ni lessor, magkano kaya ang sisingilin ko kay lessee para makuha ko ang 10% na return. Actually, if I may be frank, the gross investment is usually based on the net investment, not the other way around. Okay? The gross investment is based on the net investment, based on a desired rate of return. Pardon my mouse writing. But that's the concept behind it all. You don't really need to learn the concept in order to learn how to compute. Pero if you would ask me, to me, it is very important that you know the concept before you start with computations. Actually, guys, as a student, I have never been a fan of memorizing formulas. When I was still a student, bago ko po aralin ng isang topic, hindi ako nag-move to the next page kung hindi ko naiintindihan yung first page. Kaya ang tagal-tagal kong matuto because that was my behavior back then. We have different studying techniques. And that cost me a lot of my grades to be lumuluhod. Kasi nga, matagal ako mag-study. But anyway, I'm here now. So yun po, that's the concept between gross investment and net investment. Palagi yan sila may relationship. And si gross investment and net investment, palagi po silang namumunga ang relationship nila. Meron sila palaging anak. Ang tawag natin sa anak nila, si unearned interest income. Kapag i-compare mo ang amount ng gross investment minus the net investment, it will be equal to the total interest income that can be earned for the entire lease term. Kasi 'di ba, ano to? Ito yung present value. Tapos ano naman to? Ito yung gross amount. yung nasa taas ay, sorry, may drawing pala dyan, may tao palang may hawak na pera, no? Dito, ito yung gross. Tapos ito yung present value. Pag i-deduct mo ang gross amount sa present value, ano meron ka? That is the possible interest income that you have for the lease term. Or more accurately, that is our unearned interest income. Pwede yun. Whew. The lease receivable represents all rental payments to be collected from the lease throughout its term. Nasabi ko na kanina, gross rentals, lease receivable. Iguulihain mo na asset that represents residual value. In the statement of financial position, if I were to present the lease receivables, it will be presented in this manner. Lease receivable, ha? Kung kunin ko po yung lease receivable gross, yung debit natin kanina, ang presentation niya sa financial statement is not in its gross amount, but rather, the lease receivable carrying amount will be equal to the net of lease receivable and the balance of unearned interest income. What does that mean? That means the carrying amount of the lease receivable is equal to the balance of the net investment. I don't know if you remembered the previous slide, but let me get back to that. Tingnan mo to. In the previous slide, I showed you this one. Look at the formula of unearned interest income. Paano kunin yung unearned interest income? It is simply the difference between gross investment and net investment. Okay? So, if it so happens that you deduct the unearned interest income from gross investment, what will you arrive at? We're like transposing figures here. You will arrive at the net investment. The carrying amount of the lease receivable is equal to the net investment. Uulitin ko ng ilang beses. Carrying amount ng lease receivable is equal to net investment. Lease receivable carrying amount equal to net investment. Lease receivable carrying amount equal to net investment, not gross investment. Because the gross investment represents a portion of unearned interest. Okay? Remember that, my dear students. I think I still have a few notes here. Yun na. Yung entry natin kanina, I mean, yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, the lease receivable gross is your gross investment, na-explain ko na. And then your lease receivable carrying amount is actually equal to this one. This is based on the earlier computations. I mean, based on the earlier determination of presentation sa financial statement. Okay? Yun na. That is already direct financing lease. Gross investment, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, may ada ako gusto ipakiana. Sabihin ko na lang, ako na yung student. Sir, ulit. Pakiana. Purchase option. Sir, purchase option. Sir, purchase option. But wala yung purchase option? Absent. Let me explain. Sa direct financing, si lessor po ay isang owner ng asset na ayaw niyang, sabihin na lang natin para kay lessor, ayaw niyang ibenta yung asset. Diba? Pag direct financing kasi, si lessor is a non-dealer. Gusto niya, ipaparenta lang talaga yan. Ayaw niyang ibenta. Gusto niya, nakatapos mag-occupy ni lessee, mababalik sa kanya yung asset. So it is not normal for a direct financing lease to have purchase option. Although it is not impossible, it is uncommon for a direct financing lease to have purchase option. But again, it's not impossible. Pero yun na nga, ang intention kasi ni lessor dito, gusto niya lang parentahan yung asset niya at ayaw niyang mawala sa kanya yung asset niya. That's the reason. Uy, hala, sige. I think I will give a lot of points today. I already did earlier. Pero I think I have given an mountainous amount of points yesterday. Pero sige. Direct financing, let me stop my presentation here. Let me stop that presentation because I am done with it. The next few slides are already sales type list and I don't want to discuss that with you kay mako-confuse la kamo kung duro-diretsohon naton ano. Instead, I would like to show you this one. This is an example of a problem under direct financing. I would be happy to take on the problem on my own. Pero I would like to recognize as well the efforts of those students na sabihin na lang natin naga-advance at eager matuto. So if you can answer the requirement that I'm going to show, first 5 people to give me the correct answer for this one will be granted points based on the discussion earlier. After answering the requirement, i-discuss ko ulit sa inyo dito kung bakit so and so is the answer. First question. Not really a question. I'm not really asking. It's a command. Compute the gross investment. Answers in the chat. First 5 people. This is not hard. It's rather easy. If you listened carefully, even if you did not learn the topic beforehand, makukuha mo ang gross investment. I think I explained it and I did a lot of repetitions para matatumo talaga sa utak mo kung ano ibig sabihin ng gross investment. Saglit, give me a few minutes, a few moments. Pause recording. Okay, gross investment. What are the components of gross investment? The gross investment represents everything that you will receive from the lease. It includes, of course, the annual lease payments in their gross amount. And if the asset will be returned to us, it will also include the residual value. Take note, pamati yan na. The lessor will not discriminate whether residual value is guaranteed or not. Lessor does not care if the residual value is guaranteed or not. All the lessor cares about is if the asset will be returned to him, he will include the residual value as part of gross investment because again, it represents the return of the asset. So if I will compute, the rental's gross amount will be equal to 300,000 times 5 years because such is the lease term. That is the number of payments we will receive. And it will also include the guaranteed residual value. All in all, the answer will be 1,750,000. Why did I solve here? That is so primitive of me. Answer. 1,750. 1,750. O sige. Demarcation line here. Cut off, hanggang dito lang po ang i-credit ko kasi marami nang sumagot ng tama. Very nice. I think that question was easy. And so is the next requirement. Please, the first 5 people to give me the net investment takes a point. Are the questions easy? Sir, mas madali yung lesser accounting. Dali kasi given na, sir. Oy, panumdum nga ang cost of the asset pwede diri ighatag ha. So you're not always guaranteed that that will be given. The first one to give the correct answer is you, Rose Venice. Congratulations. Yung kanina, gross investment. Followed by Maria Jean. Next is Miss Via. Pangilan na si Via? Pangatlo pa lang, no? Then Renier. And finally, Christine Rose. Itong 5 natawag ko ngayon, they are still eligible to answer the next question. Pero for the third question, hindi na po kayo pwede muna para mabigyan ng chance yung iba. Because if I am going to record my class record right now, yung iba sa inyo lagpas na ng 100% na participation. So please, let's give chance to the others. Kumbaga, na nakamuharani 200% recitation. But again, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to give chance to those with weaker internet. Okay. Answer, net investment. Your net investment. O sige, special point. Para sa makapagbibigay ng formula sa akin, please raise of hands, by a raise of hands. Para sa makapagbibigay ng complete formula based on the presentation earlier, by a raise of hands. Paunahan. Okay, Maria Jean. How do I get net investment? Please tell me the formula.
Cost of the asset leased plus initial direct cost.
If the cost of the asset is not given, what will I use, Maria Jean?
Present value of rental payments plus present value of residual value.
Well done. Okay. But in our case here, the cost of the asset is given, so we'll have an easier time doing this because it's there. So the answer is 1,292,465. 1,292,465. Not too difficult. Hala sir, madali lang ko answer. Wow. Sana ganito yung Oy, I'm looking for my demarcation line. Where is it? Okay. Guys, may mga nagsagot ng may mga sumagot ng 1,292,465 kanina, pero yung tanong ko kanina, gross investment pa yun. Hindi pa ako nagtatanong ng net investment. Okay? So I will disqualify those na nauna sa demarcation line ko. If you would read chat right now, I typed a very long underscore. It's a line practically. Those who will come after that line, sila lang po yung yung counted. At nauna dito si Miss Angelica Tejerero. Congrats. This is followed by Maria Jean again. Again, para sa mga nanalo na, so far, you are excluded from the third question. The fourth one is Dimple. Dalawa pa lang Dimple ko, no? Left and right. Walit yung sa class. Si Dimple Herona and Dimple Redonia. Hala, yung nag-knock-knock kanina. Sino yon? Ikaw ba yon, Dimple K?
Yes, sir. Donya, sir.
Redonia, okay. Tapos yung nanalo ngayon ay ikaw pa rin, Dimple K. Okay. And the fifth one is Miss Ivy, Maria Ivy Escarlan. Kailangan kumpletuhin ko na talaga yung mga pangalan nyo. Ay, sorry, Maria Ivy Lugod. Mary Ivy. Ilang SEM na kayo under sa akin, no? Tapos may mga chance pa rin na nalilito ako sa inyong dalawa. Kasi naman yung yung mga profile picture nyo parang magkamukha din. Ewan ko lang ha. Pero yun na. Di pa ako nagtatanong. I will now put the demarcation line for the next question. So if you inputted an amount earlier, it will no longer be counted because there is no question yet. Wala, nag-input daw yun. Lolo. Kala nyo yan yung itatanong ko? No, ang itatanong ko po ay yung pang-apat. Type your answer to this requirement. The initial lease receivable from the lease agreement. That is, what is the carrying amount of lease receivable? Initial, before any payment is made. Oy. Yung mga nanalo kanina, hindi na kayo qualified. Rose Benis, hindi na. Para sa mga magta-type din na nanalo kanina, alams na, give chance to the slow internet. To the slow internet of others. Ano kaya ang initial lease receivable? I emphasized this one earlier many times. It was a point in time of my discussion na para akong nag-orasyon kasi ilang beses ko siyang ni-recite. Sige pa, sagot pa. I think I already have enough people who got the correct answer. O sige, the correct answer is equal to the net investment answer. So kung magkano yung net investment natin kanina, yun din po ang sagot dito. Okay? Nagre-record na ako actually kanina pa nung mga nanalo. Teka. Nag-type ako ng Mary. Ang dami palang may Mary sa klase ko. Anyway, ito po sila ang mga nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Chizon, Princess, Mary Faye, Frances Rocha, and last is Dana Aliana. All right. Masayon and lesser accounting, direct financing. Guys, diri hiya masayon. Actually, diri hiya mas masayon kaysa lessee accounting. It's just that you are already familiar with the topic. So ngayon, medyo madali na ang recognition mo sa mga items. No? Because again, I mentioned earlier, there is a learning curve to which you begin with 0 and you continually accrue learning. And when you reach the peak, mamamaster mo yung topic. Kaya hindi ko na po papabigyan ng points ang unearned interest income because it is really something that doesn't make sense to ask. If I may be frank, I have been frank for so many times already today. And these are the answers to the first 4 requirements. Okay? I hope if you typed an answer earlier nang nadala sa mga ka-excited nyo, tinype nyo kaagad. Well, I see a lot of you answering unearned interest income. But again, hindi ako nagtanong. Pero I'm happy. I'm happy that you are following the lesson well enough. That tells me that I am moving at a pace na nakakasunod lahat. At least lahat ng nagpa-participate. Pero kung hindi ka nagpa-participate and you are here, please, lugi ka po. Okay? Attendance lang ang meron ka. I encourage you to join in. Masaya kami dito. Nag-aagawan ng first 5 place. O sige. This is for those na hindi pa nanalo so far. So yung mga nanalo na kanina, iwas muna kayo. Para muna to sa mga hindi pa nakakakuha ng 1 point. Question. Ay hala. Hala. Nay. Nay. Sayop pa na akong question. Hindi ko na-adjust yung year. Dapat po. Actually. Compute. Let me hide these. Awat. Anay, awat. Demarcation line. Sorry. Ang gulo. Type your answer now. What is the amount of lease receivable to be presented on January 1, 2021? Ay, mali talaga. Ay, Kevin. Kevin, why? O sige guys, awat na muna. Anyway, konti lang naman yung mga nagta-type ng sagot. Sorry. Let me, this is on me. This one is on me. The question is wrong. Because if that is the question, that would have been the same answer as the previous one. The lease receivable to be presented on January 1, 2021 is still equal to the initial lease receivable because that is the start date. And we are not in advance. I edited this one pala. I decided not to do this in advance kay beginner. This is for first-time problems. Okay, I forgot to edit out the requirement. So I'm sorry. But I will now put a demarcation line and change the question instead. Answer this one. The amount of lease receivable on December 31, 2021. Please. Lease receivable on December 31, 2021. Type your answers. I am pertaining to this one, carrying amount. I did not need to put carrying amount there. Kasi when you say presented on the financial statement, it is net of unearned interest. It will always be net of unearned interest. So ano yan? 1 year after. Christine Rose is asking, Sir, question po, di rin po ba magbabago it implicit rate? Yes, I did not emphasize that one. Thank you for asking, Christine Rose. But the implicit rate is already considering after initial direct costs. If that made sense. Thank you for reading in advance. I know that you reached a part of the discussion wherein kapag may initial direct cost, nababago yung rate, nag-interpolate. Pero this 10% is already the effective rate for this one. Considered na po ang initial direct cost dito. Klaro? I will not give you a problem na mag-interpolate. O sige, let me answer this one now. 10%. Hindi na ako mag-interpolate, and let me show you this one. Hello, good man, wari ko ito i-discuss sa iyo. That is something that I need to emphasize by next meeting. Is my calcu visible now? Why is this ano? Okay, it is highlighted in yellow. Kadali ha? Oh. Net investment 1292, 1292, 456, 465. Balance January 1, 2021. Ano ang hinahanap? Balance December 31, 2021. Ang gagawin mo lang po dyan is you will accrue interest income, multiply it by 1.1. Ang receivable mo nag-earn ng interest. That is already now the balance of the lease receivable after accruing interest. Pero take note that you will be paid an amount equal to the annual lease payment. So minus tayo ng 300,000. I taught you this one. 1121,711 or 1121,712. Proof. Gross investment and unearned interest income. Pag sinabing presentation, ganito po ang scheme natin. On January 1, 2021, the gross investment is equal to 1,750. And then the unearned interest income is equal to whatever we have here. Yan, let me hide all of these para hindi sila maging sagabal sa computation natin. Gross investment and UII, unearned interest income. January 1 balance. Okay. Pagka December 31, ang mangyayari po ay magkakaroon tayo ng updating. What do you mean updating, sir? The balance of the gross investment will be updating. Okay, sige. Kasi po, nabayaran tayo ng 300,000, di ba? Also, your unearned interest income, a part of that will be earned. Ano tawag sa earned portion? Interest income. Para sa gross investment, meron na po tayo ganitong balance. The gross balance of our lease receivable is equal to 1,450 now because may nagbayad ng 300,000. Si Leslie, of course. And our unearned interest income, it will be updated for the following. Interest income will have to be computed, and that interest income will be based on the balance of the net investment now. 1,292,465, multiply lang natin yung interest income na yan, balance na yan by 10%, makukuha mo po ang interest income for 2021, which is 129,247. That will be when I deduct 129,247 from the unearned interest income of 457,535. On December 31, ito na ang magiging balanse ng dalawang account titles ko na gross investment or lease receivables and the unearned interest income. Yan na yung balance natin. And observe that when I present this in the December 31 financial statements, it will have the following amount. 1,450 minus 328. 289. Bakit? Kasi po, ang gross investment natin na-reduce by the amount of payment, ang unearned interest income natin na-reduce by the amount of interest earned. I'm sorry if that was topsy-turvy, pero here is something that I will verify with you. Natama po ang sagot natin nung ginamit ko ang shortcut because we arrived at an amount equal to 1,121,711.5. And in our computation here in Excel, it coincides with that. This is the long solution, and this one is the shortcut. Beginning carrying amount times 1.1 minus payment. Simply updating the balance of gross investment and UII, that will do as well. Pero that will take you a bit more time. Maybe 5 or 10 seconds more. Pero again, it yields the same result. The answer is 1,121,712. Kukunin mo lang ang year-end present value. And it still works, just like lease liability, guys. So kung itanong sa akin what is December 31, 2022 times 1.1 minus 300. This is for 2022, balance. Times 1.1 again, minus 300. This is for 2023 balance, so on and so forth. Sir, pwede din ba gawin mo yan dito? I'm sorry, it will take a lot of time. I think mas better kung i-present ko sa inyo in a amortization table na fashion. Pero pardon me, I did not prepare that today. Sige, before I do proceed to the next question, I will now solicit questions. Kung meron kang hindi maintindihan na part, please ask a question now. About what Christine Rose mentioned earlier, sir, diri po ba magbabago it implicit rate? Adi. Sige, let me just show you here. Sir, diri po ba magbabago it implicit rate? Diri po ba magbabago it implicit rate? Okay, okay. Let me explain real quick. Everyone, our problem has a yield of 10%. That is the effective rate of the problem. And when you say 10% ang problem, leases ano? It means that if I express this one at present value, dapat ang makukuha ko ay ang amount na to using 10%. I-try mo, i-express mo po ang gross rentals and ang residual value in present value. Of course, this one will be 300,000 times PVA1 of 10%. Tapos ito siya, 250 times PV1 at 10%. 5 years to, no? Di ba? 5 years. I-try mo. Kunin mo ang present value nitong dalawang to. And if you arrive at this amount, 129,245, it means that the interest effective to this lease is 10%. Pero, pag ang problem, hindi nagko-coincide itong dalawang to, pag nag-present value ako, it means your effective rate is wrong. What you need to do, if this is not equal, paano ba yung not equal? Not equal. If this is not the present value of the 1,750, you have to do what we call an interpolation process. Hahanapin mo what is the appropriate rate in percentage. Kasi binigyan ka ng 10%, pero nung verify mo kung 10% ba talaga to, hindi sila nag-equal ng present value. Let's say ang na-compute mo na present value, it's somewhere around 1367. This is a random number, ha? 227 or 228. Let's say ang na-compute mo na present value is this one, not 1292465, because this one is at 10%. Try it. Pero kung ito ang na-compute mo, then the effective rate is not 10%, it is something else. Do you know ENDNEP? ENDNEP. It also applies. Mas higher. It means that the effective rate is lower than 10%. Pero again, hindi ko po itatakol yung interpolation sa leases. Bakit? Nahihirapan na nga kayo sa ordinary present value pa lang. Ano pa kaya kung ipahanap ko sa inyo kung ano yung rate? It is not impossible to do, but it will add unnecessary complications to what I intend to teach you. And that is leases lang talaga. Yung concept ng leases lang. And with that, saying that many words, actually maraming nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So I believe many of you are following. Para sa mga hindi nakakuha ng tamang sagot, you are not asking questions. Did you get my explanation of why the answer is 1,211,000, as I mentioned earlier? Ano yun ulit? I hope so. Ay, na-delete ko. Ano ba naman yan, Kevin? Ba't ang dami mong mali sa buhay? Ito yung sagot. Ano ba naman yan, Kevin? Ito yung sagot. Okay? I hope you got why that is the answer. Oh, time to award points. First one who got it correctly is Grace Volcan. I am only awarding points to those na hindi pa nagpa-participate from earlier. And I believe hindi pa si Grace, no? Wala pa. This is followed now by Rachel. Nag-participate ka na ba kanina? Rachel? Rachel ba ito or Rachel? Sorry. Miss Brase, how do I pronounce your name again? I'm sorry, makakalimutin. Rachel, okay. Rachel talaga. Rachel. Pangalawa. And then this is followed by Rose Venice na hindi kasali. Ano ba naman yan, Rose? Mamaya, Rose. And then we have Trixie Reyno. Pangatlo pa lang si Trixie, no? Via. Tapos ka na, Via. Kent. Excluded. Wrong pa ko ang answer ni Renier. Oy, Renier, umayos ka. Hindi mo na-deduct yung interest, no? Ay, yung 300,000.
Opo, sir. May dalawang question yan, sir. May dalawang po question.
Go.
Opo. Ano yan na lang po, sir? Or yan na po?
Oh, sige, yan na. Kay waray ngay, amo lang ngayon. Tulo lang ngayon nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Okay. Go ahead, Kent.
Ano, sir? Wala ko ka deduct ang 300,000 kay anak din basihan. Anak din na member, sir. Kasi ko, an initial loan, lease receivable, which is ang kanina is 1,750,000. Ngayon, balance sheet presentation, carrying amount ngayon, sir.
Yes.
Ngayon, gross. Yes,
Thank you for reiterating that for your classmates. The initial amount to be presented in the balance sheet is not 1,750. It is ano to? The net investment. Kay an imo presentation ha financial statement, it's like this. Ginko kontra asset mo ang UII. Ito yung balance. January 1. Thank you, Renier, for saying that again. Si Ivan din na nalito ng konti. Okay, sige. Ano yun ulit? Ano yung initial amount to be presented in the financial statement? Not this one. Wrong ini. Not that. The correct one is this one. Year-end, kung papakianhan ka, ano ang balance in lease liability, lease receivable to be presented in the balance sheet? This is not the answer. It is this one. Kung ano yung net amount nila. Kung ano yung balance ng net investment. And mind you, kapag may net investment ka na, pwede mo na gamitin yung shortcut na naituro ko sa inyo. I believe you observed how I got the answer earlier. I simply multiplied 1.1 tapos minus 300. 1.1 minus 300. Pwede. Kasi essentially, this is present value. Sige pa, question pa. Question gap, sir. Ano? Current or non-current? Pero has statement of financial position na po ada if presentation na. Okay, sige. That is a relevant question, Ivan. Do you remember sometime nung nag-study ka ng financial statements, merong kang nababasang term na current portion of long-term debt? Current portion of long-term debt. Mga current portion ba? Kung ano yung mga magiging due for the year, yun ang magiging current portion. Pero kung ano ang magiging due after 1 year pa, yun ang non-current portion. I don't know if that makes sense to you, ano? Pero I'm sorry, I can't really illustrate it right now. Pero wait. I do think I have it here. Current and non-current portion. Lease receivable is ordinarily non-current, pero the installment that will be due for the year is the current portion. Ba't gusto mo mahirap ang tanong, Ivan? O balit. If the financial statement is January 1, 2021, this is the current portion. This one will be presented in non-current. Ano ulit? Kung ang petsa sa financial statement ay January 1, 2021, ito yung current portion natin, ito naman yung non-current portion natin. Why? Because this one will be settled more than 1 year into the future. Pero ito siya, it is already settled within 1 year. Pinahirapan mo ko dun, Ivan, ha? Pero thank you. Sige pa, tanong pa. Observe that if you add the two, pag i-add mo yung dalawang yan, makukuha mo to. Because you actually divide this into current portion and non-current portion. If you are wondering how to determine current portion, non-current portion, I think I have to give you another discussion. Not today. Wag muna tayo sa mahihirap na tanong. Hindi pa nga natin na ma-master yung basic. Sige. Some more? Okay. Given that we only have 15 minutes left, I think I will let you rest your brains now. And I do believe this is your last subject for the day, for the week, I think. Kung wala kayong Saturday class, I hope walang nagme-makeup class sa inyo ng Saturday para makadiretso na po kayo ng relaxation for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see you again on Monday. Pero Oh, wala, sorry. May nangyayang kita deadline. Ano? I think we have a deadline on the 28th of February on Monday. So I don't think you will be fully rested today, tomorrow, and the rest of the weekend. Nagsorry na ako ha. But if you're just curious what I still have in store for you, I would like you to answer one more question before I let you go. I want to say, compute the depreciation expense recorded by Yanfei from the lease. Just give me an answer. Yanfei? Si Yanfei po ang lessor. Siya yung property owner. Two people have figured out the answer already. Clue. This is a test of wits, not a test of mechanical skill. Okay, sige. Are you still computing? Let me give you the answer. 0. Reminding you again that when we enter into a lease, we debit lease receivable, we credit the leased asset. If it's a machinery, we credit machinery. Tapos, we credit unearned interest income. Yan yung entry mo. Question, given that entry, do you still have the PPE item in your books, Yanfei, the lessor? Wala ka ng PPE dyan, di ba? Wala ka ng PPE related to the lease because you have already given it to the lessee. Kaya si lessee ang nagde-depreciate kasi nasa kanya yung yung asset. Ikaw, wala ka ng PPE, meron ka na lang receivable. Tanong, did-depreciate ba ang receivable? I mentioned earlier, this is for those who are quick wits, who are with quick wits, not for those who are quick in calculations. Kay, the answer is simply 0. And the first one to figure that one out is Ivan. 0. Remember that ha, kung lessor ka, walang depreciation expense related to the lease. The next one to figure this one out is Maria Jean. Maria Jean on fire. This is followed now by Chizon. Nice one, Chizon. Lumalaban pa si Cha. Lago. Sabi ni Jane, none sir? Question mark. Tinatanong mo ba ako, ika-count ko ba yan as an answer kasi question mark? Pero sige na nga, Miss Combate. And last, panglima na to, no? Si Frances. Okay, that should conclude our Q&As for today. Thank you. As usual, you continue to impress me with your cooperation, with your participation. I'm very thankful. to those who are constantly participating. I can say na ako yung nakakuha ng ng classes na mga may alam. It actually makes my job easier. No more points for this, ha? Yun. Okay. Kay, una kasi before I edited this one, this is an in advance na problem. Pero that's just a hint of what's to come in the future. In advance, in advance, in advance. Sige po, attendance sheet tayo. Let me end my recording here.